Hello. I am jumping on live to connect to some videos that I have done lately on 3 mistakes that can lead us to failing as a bookkeeper in practice. Now, what I want to do is just share a little bit more on the one that I shared this week. So if you can't find the video or anything like that, or you haven't seen it, we have tried to get it out to everyone. I will try and get these videos out to everyone. Then just comment here and I will do my best to help you with that. So now as I move forward with this video, it is live. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to let me know and I will try and watch the little place where they come up and answer them for you. So Danielle, hi Danielle. She is one of my wonderful clients. It's absolute pleasure to be working with you. So just before we jump into that first mistake and we look at a bit of a success versus failure and we workshop this together live, I just want to say hi to all the new members. We've had quite a few new people coming through to this group. We've got lots and lots and lots of people, about goodness, 600 people have registered for the upcoming 5-part series that I am running. It's like a 5-step training. I always refresh my training, so I am in there working on that at the moment. That 5 steps is called the Blueprint Path. I've got the blueprint here with me so we can look at that together. It's called the Blueprint Path, Start, Grow, Fix, Scale Your Bookkeeping Practice. As Danielle knows, this is what I spend my time doing with bookkeepers. So a really warm welcome to everyone. If you need the link to register for that 5-step training, let us know. We'll probably drop it in here as well after the live video. Now, that first mistake, and I'm going to see if Danielle can relate to this one as well. So, I started out my practice, goodness gracious, it was 16 years ago. It feels like yesterday, right? I started my practice and I went into business. Should I register? Oh, Danielle's asking. Danielle, stick to the tribe. So good question. So Danielle has said, I'm a paying member inside your transformation program. It's funny, Danielle, I was just thinking today, I know Tribe are registering and I'm wondering, do they wonder, should I come, should I not? Everything that we cover in these 5 steps, you already get covered as well. If anything, it can be good to listen to podcast style, so you're welcome to attend, but you don't have to attend, and I'd rather you prioritize what's in the academy. So, but love to know if you can relate to this. So I started out 16 years ago, and I'm a business veteran. I had been helping my family scale to 100 million, like with a broom behind my father, right? So I know business. I've done business a lot and I know all the businessy things. But I started my own bookkeeping practice because, number one, I had little stepchildren. They were 8. I loved spending time with them. So I was already kind of a busy part-time mum, right? And I found working for someone else, I didn't want to do it anymore. And then I had a baby on the way. So I had beautiful baby on the way and I don't want to work for the man anymore, and I want to also get paid for my impact, because wherever I worked I was doing the job of at least 2 people, right? And yet I was getting the paid for 1 person. So I thought, I'm awesome. I want to get paid for my impact. I don't want to work for the man. I want to run my own race. This is going to be amazing, and so on. The mistake I made that I talk about in this video is I thought, great, but this is easy. This is simple. I'm not starting a real kind of business. I've gone and got my certificate in bookkeeping, and I got in Australia, we call this the BAS agent registration. It's our license. Got all of that, I thought my mistake was, I don't need to do all the businessy things that I know, right? I don't need to do all that because this can be really easy. Like, I'm a bookkeeper, people want bookkeeping, I'll do their bookkeeping, I'll just charge out like twice what I used to get paid as an employee, and that's going to be awesome. Before I know it, I'm going to have all the money, and because I charge twice, I won't have to work as many hours. I laugh at that one. Whew, those book but broken, which is where I got to, will be laughing at that one as well. So just to recap, I'll charge, I'll charge twice as much as I got when I was working for someone. Woo, that's 100% pay increase. I'm going to be rolling in it. I'm going to be earning the most in the family. And so once again, and then I'll have all this time off because I'll just work like part-time and everything. And then we get booked but broken, because that is not true. Because what I thought, when I thought, I'm just a little lady in the, basement of my house having a baby, this is just my side, thing, that's not true. So it's such a fork in the road right now when I tell you what I didn't know, one of the mistakes that meant I ended up booked but broken, where 90% of bookkeepers will get and stay, okay? So why did I get there? Please hold this right now so that if you're making this mistake too, you can stop and spend the weekend mulling it over. So the truth. So I thought, I'm not starting a real business, so I don't need all the real business things. Yeah, I just need to go, here I am, give me some money, do the work, it'll all work out. Got to book but broken. Now, the truth is that the day you decide to be self-employed, right? And the day you decide to be a bookkeeper that's going to go out and find a whole lot of clients is the day you started a real business. And in my early podcast, and something I talk to entrepreneurs about for years, and I've had bookkeepers say to me, Jeannie, I did the sums and it was so true. I say to them, when you start out in your bookkeeping practice, we don't think of it as a bookkeeping practice. It's like, I'm just opening my doors for work. When you start out, here's what you need to know. Whatever you earn, even as a solopreneur, keeping it really simple, 30% of it will be sucked up in expenses, okay, as a business. Trust me now, believe me later. And I've worked with solopreneurs in different professional services, and they are just, Jeannie, you're spot on. Even when it's simple, it sucks out 30% of our income. So suddenly it's not so high. And then just going into other things about that. So again, just workshopping this with you right now live. Oh, and I will say to you, so when I said, I don't need all the businessy things, like I'm technically skilled, I need to go find clients, charge like heaps of money and it'll work out. What are the businessy things? Well, they're all here. I know you can't really see that and it's not beautiful in color. I drop a copy of this every week into my podcast. So you can go to my podcast, go to the show notes and get a copy. It's also in my second book, The Bookkeeping Practice Blueprint. This is the blueprint one-pager, and it represents on the left-hand side the get ready phase of your business, like if I had have known what I was doing at the beginning, and then all the other things that make a real business work. And guess what? You have a real business. Because the other thing to remember, for me to remember, for you to remember, is that when you start your practice, you're not going to just work for one person. Honestly, that would be self-employed. A friend of mine, he is an engineer, and we spoke recently, and he said he's self-employed, but he's just working for one person. So he's self-employed working for the council, one job. So one invoice, one person. Now, the same thing doesn't apply. However, the bookkeepers that I work with, the majority of us, what we do is we hang our sign out, here I am, and then we go and we get 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 clients, right? So you have trust me now, believe me later, you have a lot to manage. And so guess what? You need to lead generate and create a pipeline and deal with all the discourse that surrounds the job. You need to do practice admin, general admin. You need to do the HR eventually and deal with people when you're going to recruit, no matter where they are. You need to deal with all the things to do with the client. Trust me now, believe me later. I wish I had have known the wrong way of thinking. It's not really a business. I don't need all the businessy things. It is really a business. And the truth is you need a marketing department, a sales department. You need somebody who can support you to totally understand. You need a financial management model. You need a products and pricing ecosystem. You need a product ladder. You need all the things, right? So just I'll wrap this video in a second, but I think a really powerful example of this, which I was thinking myself yesterday when I was getting the 5-part series ready for you. I love to train through story. So I was thinking about 3 bookkeepers. So me, Marianne Davies, who's just featured on our podcast. I think it's literally just dropped. Amazing podcast, amazing story. And then Linda Hall. Got so many Linda friends. Linda Hall, who featured on our podcast episode 125, I think, not long ago. So me, when I started out and I thought the wrong way and I did all the wrong things, it took me 6 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure it all out. What I figured out is, I don't need just a couple of things, I need all of the things. So 6 years in, this was the result. I built this for you. This is what I teach everyone today. Marianne Davies, actually I'll tell 4 bookkeepers. Marianne Davies, 20 years. 20 years doing the same thing as me, yeah? And so 20 years, we both got and stayed in Booked But Broken. Me 6 years, Marianne 20 years. And Deb Stevenson, she's featured on, I can't remember, but you can look Deb up in my podcast too, 40 years trying. So Marianne, 20 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Deb, 20 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million in opportunity cost, yeah? Linda Hall, 1 year, 200,000 revenue. How did she do it? Because from the get-go, she had all the things, yeah? So I ain't making this stuff up. This is really, so what I would love to know, what would be amazing for me, is if you say to me, well, yes, Jeannie, like this, surely what I do is simple. It's not like the full big businessy thing. And here's the thing. It is a business and all businesses need the same thing. It's just that when a business gets bigger, it's sometimes easier because we can departmentalize it and employ people to do all the things, okay? And Danielle, because you're watching, I'll let you know, that's a little, I'm going to do a post in our private group soon for you. That's really what you got when you joined the program, right? You got the departmentalized because you've got all these people behind the scenes, and an update I'm showing today will explain that more. So whether you are just a solo, and when you start out in business, one of the hardest things about your journey, okay, one of the hardest thing about my journey, Marianne's journey, Deb's journey, yeah? And Linda's so much easier. One of the hardest things is that you do need to do all the businessy things, and you're one person with a limited budget. Now, I can help you with that. That's something I'll help you with in the 5-part series though, okay? So in terms of, well, Jeannie, what do we do? I'm just one person, I have a limited budget. Now you're telling me this, how do I solve the problem? Well, first thing you solve the problem, the 3 A's to change. Awareness, action, acceptance. Goodness, I rattle on about those literally at home to my spouse, to my kids. So the first way you solve that problem is by having an awareness. I've made you aware. Second thing, you need to accept it. And during the 5-part series, I can help you with how I recommend you take action on that, okay? So just to rinse and repeat, I'm there with you, right? I've been there, I've done that, and I know one of the hardest things is that realization, oh my goodness, I kind of need a marketing person, and I kind of need this, and I kind of need that, and why isn't that strategy of find clients and be technically skilled and charge what seems like heaps of money, why isn't that adding up to the time-rich lifestyle to spend with my kids as a mum, etc. Okay, so it'd be great for me in that if you could comment here and tell me what you think about what I just said in terms of, to be specific. So is this something that you thought at the beginning of your journey? Is this something you've thought? Have you ever stopped and thought to yourself, well, actually, every business needs the same set of things. Yes, each industry, each niche, each micro niche tends to show up a little bit different and do it a little bit different, but every business needs the same things, and it's no different for you. And that was the first mistake I made when I reflect on that, okay? So if you could comment to let me know how that's landing. Yes, I thought that. The 3 A's to change. Jeannie, I'm aware. Jeannie, I'm accepting. Jeannie, I'm ready to take action. Because if you have no awareness, if you have the awareness but you don't accept it, you say, no, that's not I'm not doing that, you're wrong. That's okay. We can agree to disagree, but I can't take you to action if there's no acceptance. It's the 3 A's to change are an amazing coaching tool, okay? Another really cool coaching tool, this one, tiny little thing will change your life, yeah? Change my life, change the lives of those around me. And that is to get rid of the phrase, I know, from your vocabulary. It will close you off to personal and professional growth. I don't say it, yeah? It's not in my vocab. So that's just, we could go on about that forever, but that is the hottest tip I've given you here in this video. Okay, awesome. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon here on the Gold Coast of Australia. So, absolutely glorious. I don't know whether to go for a walk. I'm all alone in the house. My spouse has gone away. The kids are out. And I just feel like hitting the couch and watching Netflix, right? Or whether I should go for a walk. It's a little bit windy at this time of year on the Gold Coast. I should probably get out and enjoy this beautiful afternoon sun that will go down soon. But wherever you are in the world, whether you're in the summer of the Southern Hemisphere or the winter of the Northern Hemisphere, or wherever you are, I hope you too have a wonderful weekend ahead. It might be morning when you're seeing this as well. And what I'm going to do is I'll jump on next week as I share the second mistake that helped me get to book to it broken, where we don't want to get and land. And the second mistake, I'll elaborate on that next week as well. I'll try my best to get in and do some more lives. I don't get to it very much. Truth is, I'm a little bit of an introvert or ambivert like you, like most of us bookkeepers, not the extrovert that I probably seem to be. I'll see you all soon.